Oh, don't know if you guys can see me, but this is getting a little crazy. Look, this is really starting to peeve me off. How people are running around here putting on all this crap on YouTube, which is ridiculous. So, gone through the videos, I've been asked around since I used to go to the VA, and a bunch of retards decided to take that over because he's standing outside my door thumping on my fucking door right now because he's got issues for some damn reason. He thinks he can command me to turn around and basically do whatever the fuck he wants me to do. Why he keeps spraying crap in my apartment 24/7. But anyway, we're going to start out with the basics. You got all these guys now been going through everything. This all started with the challenge of Bear Gillis with other veterans at the Topeka VA Center here in Topeka, Kansas, the capital of Kansas. And they were shocked that I knew so much about what he was doing. But like I said, I learned these things when I was a Boy Scout. And apparently this crew of idiots, I don't know if you can hear in the background, because he got a speaker kit trying to tell me how to basically blow my nose every day. So I'm going to start out what they call like a quick bag or go bag or emergency bag. Start out with things like this. This is cheap, but this basically make you understand. This little bag right here, this little bag will hold, you're going to be surprised what this little bag will hold. You got a guy who basically did a thing for with Walmart, which is not too bad, but it's still overkill. First things first, protractors. Don't think they're not useful, because they are very useful. And if you lose your compass, your actual magnetic compass, or lensatic compass, you'll find out these protractors will save your life. Even though there's an idiot here in Topeka, Kansas, who decided to hide, once I showed him I could use all this stuff just like a compass, lensatic compass, he decided to hide even the most basic compass. He decided to hide them in the entire city. That's what I'm doing. It's called the Charles Manson Society running around here. And he wants me to join, and I refuse. So I get bullied subliminally, and a nut banging on my door, throwing stuff at my door. There's all different types of compasses out here. You lose your lensatic compass or magnetic compass, these will save your life when it comes to reading a map. It really will, believe it or not. Even all of this will. And these are called military protractors, which you can go online and learn how to read. But I'm going to do that in a little bit and show you how to do all that stuff, which won't be here today. I'm just showing you basically what they call the go bag. Now, some idiot out there, especially the guy with the Walmart, then you got another guy out there claiming he's a forest ranger. These are the type of compasses for your little kids out there you want them to start out with. And the reason why I say that is because it's got inches and centimeters. Maps are designed, basically, you're going to come across certain maps, especially if you come across an old map. You're out there in the woods, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be in centimeters, and then it's also going to be in inches. I actually went to a surplus store, and he had them. He didn't know he had them, because I just told him to give him the cheapest compass he had, which was funny as hell. And this was sitting right here. And basically, some idiot at Walmart, who was supposed to be a corporal out there, shows you how he's full of crap, on their to-go bags. It's what they used to do, give the little kids out there. And he said, not very good. No, these compasses are very good, because even your most professional people out here use these compasses. Use these type of compasses. Now he's out here spraying stuff in my apartment right now. Use these type of compasses. Actually use these type. Even your most professionals, your tour guides, your forest rangers, everybody. So when someone sits there and tells you the only thing they made different is this folds and they put a peep sight on it. Always keep two compasses on you at all times. One in your pocket, one in your pack. Or one on your side. Oh. The lensatic compass that I chose to keep and some idiot out there tried to tell me it's a surveying compass, and it's not. It can be used for survey, but it's also good for learning elevation. And if you Bandit, sorry guys, I got a cat. Bandit, stop! What I tell you, heavy, quit. No. Also learning elevation. Now, I can't find a map in Topeka, Kansas any damn where, because this idiot is literally hiding the maps because he wants me to do Google crap and this, that, and the other and all this crazy crap. And I'm like, no, dude, I know damn well you got topographical maps in the city. Can't find them. He's hiding them. But learning elevation, like I told him before, see, he wants everything I say to match a TV spoof because he likes picking on vets because he's a retarded idiot out there who ain't never been in a military day in his life. But I keep telling him he's never made it out of grade school because technically we learned this stuff when we were kids. Every kid out here learned it. So your two types of compasses, good lensatic compass, one that can also read elevation, or you can, you lose this, you got this. So you always keep two compasses on you at all times. Now the other, what'd I do with those? Now, my watch got busted, and then luckily someone set this up at Walmart, so I've got what's called a Pathfinder. And if you notice, I know everything's backwards. You've got a compass, you've got a barometer, and you've got an altimeter. This function on your watch, for those people out there who really have no way of knowing what they're doing or direction, is pretty good. Point is, this thing will eat up your battery. So if you know you're going out there in the woods, you're trying to do this and that, make sure you go to a watchsmith and have him put a brand new battery in this puppy. Brand new. Because this function and this function was going to eat up the battery. Get off my door, faggot. Damn. Fucking retard. This will actually eat up the battery in these watches. It really will. Now, this compass, trying to get this all in right quick. This compass does you no good because it's a piece of metal that sits right on it. So you have to sight this compass in. You literally have to sight it in because it's got a piece of metal. Right now, due north is pointing that way. If you look at my finger at an angle, the angle of due north is about, it's pointing from this piece of flint that's on here at about 30 degrees. It's off by, on a lensatic, is about 2. So it's off by 2 degrees. So you literally have to sight this compass in. Your smaller compasses like this, you're going to see a lot of stuff like this, people. There's a reason why we used to put these on survival knives. There's a reason why we did all that. Very simple. That we did that was basically so you could take it off away from all the metal and you could literally get an accurate direction. But they've got these now. You've got metal here, you got another piece of metal here, and you lock it in and it doesn't affect the compass. Bullshit. One good thing about the guy I turn around, like I said, going through all these videos that I've been sitting there going through, I've learned all this. I'm 53 years old, and I got a retard sitting outside my door who just loves trying to act like he's me because he's a pretender, and he learned what that story pretender means. Pretender is a person who is mentally messed up in the head. He's mentally messed up in the head, and he likes to go out and pretend to be other people. this crew and this stupid idiots out here like being pretending to be, and it's like 30 of them. They all screwed up in the head. They went out and got fake paperwork to get military tags on their car and everything. But I keep pissing him off. Easy way to piss these guys off is says, okay guys, I learned this in grade school. What's your fault? And they get mad and they start tearing up stuff. But yeah, this is good to have, but you have to sight these in because it's too much metal around it. Even now, you're looking at it and it's still off by 3 degrees. You see what north is? Pointing at it's off by 3 on this scale. It's off by 3 degrees. So you have to take your magnetic compass and you have to sight in what actually is true north. You touch this cat and I'm gonna kill you. I got a cat, guys. That's my little buddy, Bandit. He's a good cat. He tells me I'm gonna take my medication, clean the house, keeps me on my toes. Damn good cat. But right now he's being a pain in the butt because he wants to play with all my toys. So now, to the same idiots out there, you see these guys? Buy one. Buy it. This thing has been around since I was a little kid. Buy it. Put it in your bag. Always keep 2 or 3 of these on you. 1 in your pocket, 1 in your pack, 2 in your pack, 1 in your pocket, 2 in your pack. See, back in the old days, this had a little wire, thing around it, and it's about, this would be the size. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, about that big. And this would actually be the actual size, about that big. Well, I could use my ruler. I'm gonna just do with that damn thing. They used to be pretty big. So I'd add about a couple more inches on it. It's the inside over here. Okay. From the bottom, these were about 5 inches tall. And it came with a wire deal. So to these idiots running around here, because this nut is determined to make me do stuff off of Google. And I said, dude, I'm going to find something and show you that goes all the way back to when I was still in diapers. They had these out when I was still in diapers. That's all. You can go to the old comic book section on the back of comic books, and literally on the back, you could order these little survivor guides. That's why it says radiation backpacking and what the hell ever. Because back in the day, we were always in threat of, as far as nuclear war and regular hiking and what the hell ever. Invest in these. If you know, you're watching these guys do this YouTube crap, and they're telling you to do this, do this, do this, do this, and you're gonna get killed. Because the first thing I'm gonna sit here and tell you, this paracord crap is not a survival tool. It can aid you, but it's not a survival tool. Don't sit here and say some nut who decided it was a crew of fucking survivalists who came up with the idea, whoa, we'll break everything down MacGyver style and we'll turn around and use everything to make a fire. Yeah, okay, you keep thinking. You keep thinking. Ugh. And this was the little piece of paracord that they gave me that's going to start fires. It's going to help you fish. It's going to help you. And I guarantee you, in a situation where you're in trouble, this itty bitty little piece of paracord ain't going to do shit for you. So I'm going to show you simple little things. Now, the equipment that I bought averages up to about, so far, about $276. Almost close to $300. I mean, but Walmart's got bags out there, which is pretty reasonable. But you just want to, if you know, starting out, you want to take your time and piece together a bag yourself. Just save your money and do it. Don't go just buy any damn thing. Just take your time. And you also got a nut out there. I'm about to get to this. This is real hilarious. It's cracking me up with these fake retards trying to pull Rambos and stuff. Most hilarious thing on this damn planet. Oh. Now, emergency bags. They call emergency sleeping bags. Very good brand. Very, very good brand. I know for a fact because the manufacturer and the material he uses is used for actually something else. So don't let them sit there and say, we came up with it. They didn't. It's older than you think. What they call a life tent. Same thing, same materials. But problem with this is you've got open ends. You take paracord, tie it to one end, basically the other end, and you've got an open, you try to make an open tent or a bivouac, an open bivouac. But I'm gonna show you, this is just the beginning. I've got some more stuff here. Where are you? Oh. Come here. Oh. Here you are. So we're actually going to modify this so it works. So it works like a tent. Got hole punches and rings. So we can literally modify this thing to work like a tent. Wait, am I missing a sink on this? You didn't fall out. I gotta take you back. Oh, yep, I'm missing one. I have to take it back. Yep. And you can cut it. You don't have to seal it. You can seal it, but you can fix this life tent to where it'll actually function as a good tarp and or a tent. Now, they're all stressing hypothermia, TV bullcrap that they're getting off all these other people out here. And it's always hypothermia. Okay. That's what these are for. But if you've got both ends of your life tent open, they're both open. Both of them are open, both ends, you'll still freeze to death. So you might have to modify this a little bit, but you also have to know what you're doing. You start adding this and that. So don't believe this by itself is going to save your life. It'll keep the rain off of you, but moisture in the air, if you're already wet, your clothes are wet, or this, that, and the other, or you're just simply trying to stay warm and dry. Don't believe this by itself is going to do it. Look, kid. No, you can't play with it. I know you want to test everything out, Bandit. I know you do. I know you do. It has to be kitty, approved by number kitty. So, let's get to all the bogus shit they're out here selling. And I'm going to show you that this is actually a pretty good kit. But, there are backfalls to this. A lot of backfalls. You got Mr. Corporal out there. You can never go wrong with about 10,000 of these damn things. They'll save your life. Actually, I added this to this kit. Ugh. So, I'll lay this kit down right quick. Excuse the mess here. But I was going to wait and, get everything prepared for you guys and show you all nice and clean. So, with this kit, leave that empty because it's not a washer on that thing. Comes with a wire saw. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you know something. One idiot challenged me again where this saw came from. NASA is the one who invented the saw. It was NASA. This knife, you got to sharpen. It ain't worth a damn. You can't cut nothing. You can cut yourself. It's dull, so I advise you to sharpen it. This flint, where you at? This flint, you will have to scrape off all this coating just to start before it gets to work. So it does you no good until you scrape all that off. Which takes time. And this little thing right here is not worth a damn. It's too flimsy. It's real flimsy. It's a multifunction tool. But I'm about to get to that in a little bit. Yeah, you can have 10,000. It never hurts to have 10,000 of these damn things. And then I got an idiot out here. And the excuse is now it's the Corvette virus out there. Started pulling all this shit off the fucking shelf way before this Corvette virus. Before it ever started. He always hides shit. Every time I prove my shit, this idiot go hide every damn thing. So, is this a good tool to have in this little kit? Yes, it is. Flint starter. You just got to scrape off all that black crap on it. Is this flashlight good? Yes, it is. Problem is, it doesn't have a washer. It's pretty bright. I can put a battery in here. It's very, very bright, but the problem is that it doesn't have an O-ring washer, which means a lot of moisture can build up in here. So if you don't use this flashlight, which means your battery can get hot and corrode, and basically then this flashlight becomes worthless, which can corrode your connectors on this. Comes with a tack pin. You want to write your memoirs when you die? Yeah, knock yourself out. Like I said, this knife. Then it has a seatbelt cutter. Then it has a glass shatter. Quit banging on my wall, retard. See, that's why this retard's out here stealing everything I do and say. Because he'll go out and have his retards repeat every damn word I'm saying. And ain't everything these guys do, everything they do is right off of Google. And what I'm trying to get across to you guys here is that don't trust a lot of this stuff. You got to do your research. And the best way to do your research is to go out and learn it. Then if you want to learn more, you need a little bit more experience, then go to this Google crap. Little things put in that little go bag. Never hurts to have these. Well, I know this is probably backwards for you, but it's a nighttime little deal. Doesn't hurt to have it. It won't fit in here, but this is what this little kit came with. Now everything I'm showing you, if I broke all this down, in this little go bag, it'll all fit. I pulled all this stuff out, so I'm going to actually put a lot of this stuff back. So, auger. Shut up, turd. I told you, dude, you got the mind. You're retarded. I wish you'd take your nerf for nothing equipment down in my damn apartment trying to tell me how to watch TV and stuff. You ain't made it out of grade school yet, like I keep telling you. So now, this bag is empty. It's completely empty. And it's just a little over-the-shoulder bag. Little tack over-the-shoulder bag. This right here is for bottle holder. So this fits right here. Okay. Now, if you're gonna have a flashlight, and they're out there advertising headlamps, this, that, and everything else. Yeah, if you're doing a lot of mountain climbing and shit like that. People, when you're out in the woods, there are no headlamps. The only light you're gonna get is either by your fire, or the nearest city, or by the nearest city. Then you've got light. So, but this is a pretty good light here. It's very bright. It's a pretty bright light. Problem is, at night, when you turn this thing off, you got what's called night blindness. That's what this red light's for. It happens when you get night blindness. So when you're getting everything set up, you know, your main colors will be basically green, red, or blue. So actually you wouldn't use blue at night anyway too. You also get night blindness. Very bright. And with this particular flashlight, it comes with washers. So waterproof. The whole thing is waterproof. And you can leave your batteries in here, even if it gets hot. Something else inside this bag. Now, I can put the protractors and ruler back. Whatever the hell I did with it. Even with this little puppy, you can do the same thing. You can figure out north, south, east, west. And this is something you use in the 3rd grade. And this idiot actually hit it. He hit him all over the city. You can't find him. So finally I went to Office Max. They had a whole bunch of them. Man, shut up. These are military protractors, which you can go online to learn to read. But also using these takes a little bit of practice. Land navigation is not easy. That's the reason why I said he's hiding all the topographic. You can go online and look at all the topographical maps you want, but you just can't find none anywhere in the entire world with this idiot running around, because he wants to beat you at something, or he wants to find it on Google. And you're going to find out a lot of these guys on Google are repeating the exact same retarded thing, the exact same thing over and over and over, just for 15 minutes of fame. I'm going old school on you. That's why I pulled out all these protractors on you. I'm going old school on you. That's the reason why I'm pulling out all this old stuff. The exact reason why I'm pulling out all this old stuff. The only new stuff you'll see is that little kit. Well, lens-added compasses are lens-added compasses. The only thing you need to understand when you get these compasses, Bandit, will you stop? You know you can't pick this up. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. That's what they call reading your sight meter right here, which is 15 meters or 52 yards. And basically what you're going to do is line up 2 objects in between those 2 points right there, and then you determine your distance. But if you don't know what you're looking at, even despite the directions that are here, you're going to wind up getting lost. You won't be able to determine distance. So I cheated because I planned on giving this to a family member. So I went out and bought one of these. I went out and bought one of those, and I sighted the puppy in. So determining the distance between here, when an object fits right in between here, object you're looking for fits right in there, then it's exactly 50 meters away from you at eye level. Determining elevation, exactly 50 feet or 66 feet, then you can actually start determining the height of things that are up here. Come on, it's easier. It's a lot of math. It's a real good dial, stays put, clicks every time you turn it. A good lens-added compass will actually click every turn that you do, so that way you don't lose. Because if you have this, you start rubbing up against you, this, that, and the other, you could literally move, and you can't remember where the fuck you are. You'd have to actually keep track. You actually have to keep track of what you're doing. So now, about this one, because some idiot out there said Boy Scouts use this, and I'm like, he's full of crap. We didn't have lens-added compasses like this when we were growing up. Nor did your surveyors. This one's on the backside. And basically what you'll do is you'll put it up to your eye, and then you tilt up and down. But I can show you how to do all this stuff. Like I said, when I get everything cleaned up, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you actually how to do this without having to do a shitload of math that goes with it. See, I put a question out there to especially a lot of these idiots running around here and retards. Now, he's pissed off right now because I won't turn my TV up or do this or do that, because not until he understands what that word retard means. And he likes to block, hinder, bang on my door, spray stuff through the window, yell and scream. That's a retard. That's a person who's basically blocking you from what you do. It also means to block. It also means to harass, badger. And like, okay, retard, leave me alone. And he gets pissed off every time I call him you're a retard, dude. Leave me alone. Get out of my way. You gonna sit here and force me to listen to every word you say? Okay, retard, get out of my way. You understand the true definition of retardation. I had a next door neighbor that was retarded. She was diagnosed with retardation. Now you got all these other little underlying little terms that basically broke all that stuff down. And then this idiot keeps saying it's a dirty word. No, people like you made it a dirty word. That's why I call you a retard. You made fun of these people who are retarded. You guys are blocking them in their way of life. So you're the retards. They were just diagnosed being mentally slow. He'll hide your books. He'll steal stuff. But, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I got off a tangent here. So I'm just letting you know, you've also got those people on Facebook. Problem with this one, this is brand new, mind you. It's not used. It's that this dial moves real easy. You rub up against it. See how easy that dial moves? You rub up against it, and you're trying to shoot back azimuths to azimuths. So every time you do, you're going to have to go back and reset. You have to go back and reset. You want this thing to stay as still as possible. So once you shoot north, you're shooting north, where north is. Actually, north, you're looking at it backwards. Where north is, once you sight it, you should do that. But if you come back and all of a sudden you find it and it's like that, and you have to basically readjust this, that, and the other, it's easy to screw up and get lost. But the same thing with this meter. Same thing. You have to sight it in. Actually, I think I never paid attention. I think that's actually different than this one. Yep. It's actually different. See that one? Now look at this one. So put the two together, they don't fit. So that's why I said you have to learn to sight these things in. You literally have to learn to sight them in. And this is also in meters. It's not in yards, it's in meters. So you have to learn to sight this thing in. Which is real easy. Find someone with a rangefinder and then pick out an object at exactly 50 meters. And then once you get an eyeball what you're dealing with, it becomes easy. But this kilometer here basically works pretty, actually it's pretty good. Only problem is this dial will not stay still. So if you decide to turn around, do a fix, and you figure you're also going to turn around and try to do a sight, oh, that, damn, I got to turn around and move this. Where was that? Oh, north is right here. Shoot, I got to. And then you go up here, you try to do your kilometer. You try to do your kilometer up here, you come back and your thumb moves it, then you got to go, oh man, it becomes a problem. This is actually a pretty good one because this one will stay still. But the way they do the math on these things is it'll throw you off. So that's the reason why. The reason why I bought this for a family member that I want to give to him without having to do all the math that goes with it. But I always keep two of these. I always keep two. And you can do the same thing with a kilometer with this little thing, because we all learned to do it when we were little kids. Same type of deal. And you don't have to use a lot of math to go with it, if you know what you're doing. Or you can go on YouTube and you go all this stuff and you go through all this crazy stuff. They're going to take you through all this crazy stuff. Or some nut's going to go there and he's going to do some research and he's going to try and come up with an easy way, and you're going to get lost. Question I put out there to all these people, and a whole bunch of them, believe it or not, especially the retards running around here, is that if I stuck you in a valley, I give you a compass and a map. A compass and a map. Deep valley, but don't tell you where you are. Can you find your way out? And a whole bunch of people said no. Just like this idiot still yelling in my damn apartment. Whole bunch of people said no. I went to all the nuts out here. They're called the Charles Manson Society, like I said, because they're Masons. And I'm going to show you guys where they got that little deal from, too. They stole that from my grandfather. If I stick you in a valley, give you a map, not tell you where you are, can you find your way out? And then, of course, you always got this, especially this nut talking with a speaker, this idiot banging on my door. They always got a snide remark because they'll go here on YouTube and try to find an answer. No, you won't. Because if you can't tell a mountain from a molehill, then when it is, oh, them scraggly lines, them scraggly lines gonna turn around. And I turned around and said, well, you know what, dude? You're still retarded because some idiot is telling you to say this while he goes on YouTube and look this stuff up. Not every map is the same. So therefore, elevation markers could be different. And without a legend to that map, you can't tell what's what. Unless you find one standard map for that particular area. It's different every time. It could be larger, could be enlarged, could be smaller. And if you don't know how to read that stuff, you're in trouble. See, but that's the reason why this idiot's recording every word I'm saying right now. Then he gonna have all his 3,000 retards who harass me every day, and they gonna start coming up with all their fake crap. They'll try to beat me to it. I don't know why. He just goes crazy. Bad. Okay, so we covered the compasses. A cheap one and a good one. So you got that guy in Walmart. He's comparing. I ain't putting Walmart's deal that they have as far as go bag. That's if Walmart put a bag together, because I haven't seen one. When I actually looked for them, Walmart didn't have a bug out bag or a to go bag or anything like that. So now this goes in here. Now this is called an emergency bag. You're out there somewhere, car breaks down, but yet walking on the highway is not an option. And if you have to make camp, you got all that. So right now, these are all the items sitting inside this bag. There's your compass. There's your little black bag and your flashlight. The other compass is not going in there. Actually, I'll give this compass to somebody. I will literally give it to somebody. Oh yes, I also wanted to show you. People say this stuff is still easy. It's not easy. The reason why I say that is, see all this math? See all the math they're asking? That's what they're asking you to do. And a lot of people still can't figure it out. Still can't. They still can't figure it out. I know this is backwards. Height, weight, determining distance, elevation, this, that, all this crazy stuff. And then they want you to do all this stuff, all this math, when there's an easy way to do it. And this is the one also supposed to be real cheap. It does the same thing. And yet, yeah, it's still got all this math it tries to put out, which makes it hard. Which means you have to go out and practice. You can't sit and trust Google. You can't trust YouTube. Go out. You have to literally go out and practice this stuff. Shut up, retard. See, you keep trying to force me to go on Google because some nut out here, he wants me to trust it. No, I'm trying to tell all you guys, go old school first. Then buy all this sophisticated equipment. Go old school. Learn it. You're going to find out the sophisticated equipment is going to be that much easier. It's going to be that much easier. But he going to make me do it his way, and I keep telling him, dude, your shit's wrong, dude. Why won't you listen? He gets pissed off. So he has 8,000 people spitting at you, throwing things at you, doing stuff, spraying you with hazardous chemicals. Like, nigga, you gonna do what I say. I'm like, okay, your shit's still wrong, retard. Now what? And he gets pissed off. So, finding a good compass just depends on the individual. but make sure you know what you're looking for. You know, everybody says they want a good Lenzanic compass, as long as that dial does not spin around on its own, you know, constantly have you sighting in, constantly have you doing this. That's a problem. That's what happened with this one. But I bought this because they said Boy Scouts use this. I'm like, no, they don't. See that little plastic, that little cheap little plastic thing we use? That's what we started out with. It's exactly what we started out with. That doesn't go in there. Okay. You want a good fire, right? Bandit, you take my other magnesium block. People, invest in these. Invest in these. Don't invest in this when it comes to starting fires. Like I said, a bunch of, you know, MacGyver type survivalists are the ones who came up with that crap. Now that other idiots out there, well, you can take this apart, take that apart, you get this 7.5, you got this, you got snare lines, you want a good snare? You want to really make a really good snare? This will make a really good snare, people. And I don't mean taking the fine filament apart either. Right tension, right knot, this, that, and the other, and it'll hold, this thing will hold a coyote. I don't know about a full-pound wolf or something like that, but this thing will hold a coyote. Full-grown coyote. That's how strong this is. Snares do not have to be that itty-bitty little wire that ain't worth a damn. Then you're talking about that fishing line that ain't worth a damn. You know, so you're going to use up all your paracord when all this stuff was basically designed to help tie down your camping equipment. That's what this stuff was made for. To help tie down your camping equipment. So if any idiot out there says this is called survival cord, he's full of crap. This is not survival cord. This stuff was originally used to help tie down your camping equipment. And somebody just found other uses for it. See, y'all let TV get y'all screwed up in the head. Because you're going to need more of this to survive. Because you figure you got a life tent that requires at least 20 feet that goes from one end to the other end just to make a pyramid shape. Then you got to tie it here, tie it here. You got to tie it pretty good. If you're not good at tying knots, you're going to wind up cutting your line every time. You're going to cut it. You're going to cut it. And depending on the trees or whatever you're using to tie this thing down, it's going to require more and more line. So now you're sitting up here talking about taking this thing apart. You're talking about taking your paracord apart just to do all this crazy ass stuff, but you still need at least a shelter to try and live. You still need a shelter to live. People, this basic stuff was actually used as tension cord. That's exactly what it's designed for, even in parachutes. Get off my door, stupid ass bitch. That's what I said. He's sitting here listening to everything. He got speakers every damn where. And he walks by and he thumps your door. I told you he's retarded. This was basically used as a tension cord. That's what they call a parachute cord. It's a tension cord. But if you're gonna walk through life trying to tear up everything you got, start a fire, start fishing, start all this crazy ass stuff, you know, just buy you some fishing line, people. Buy it. One, you don't know how big the tree is. So you might need all 50 feet of this just to turn around and hook up that little thing right there. Or you go out and you buy more rope, which is not paracord. So I've got 3 types of rope here. And I don't mean climbing rope. 3 different types. This is called grip reflective rope. This is paracord. And I forgot the name of this, was also a different type of rope, but it's not paracord because it's thicker. So So if you want to follow those idiots, who's going to tell you, who's going to sit here and tell you, take this stuff and cut it up just to turn around because they want you to be John Damn Rambo out there. Basically, you're stupid. Because when you run out of this, you can't break this down and do the same thing. Nor can you break this down and do the same thing. Understand that nylon has a melting point and has a flame point. So those 3 filaments that they're talking about, that wire, guarantee it's not strong enough to basically do any snaring, period, because whatever you're trying to catch is going to hop right up, unless you're going after a little ass chipmunk or a rat or something like that. Unless you're going after a chipmunk or a rat. But you're going to find out, back in Onion Odin days, they used rope about this size. They used rope about this size. And this is something they're not going to be able to chew through right away. Not going to be able to chew through it. Trust me. You tie the knot just right. I mean, you can make traps, which is basically they made stainless steel so they'll sit there forever and won't rust and stuff. But you're talking about survival situations, then you can still make a snare out of this, and you ain't got to cut it up to get all the little filament or this, that, and the other. This rope right here will do the exact same thing. You tie it just right. The weight of the animal is going to turn around, pull the knot tighter around its neck or its waist, and the more it struggles, the tighter it gets until it dies. So don't y'all believe all this Google crap. YouTube crap. Some nut just out here says, oh, no, I'm going to make me some money. Now I'm going to show you something else. Since I said, that doesn't go in the back. That actually goes on the side of the back. There's a guy up there who basically takes these magnesium bars, and that's an old video too. I know for a fact it is. These things work. Problem is, when it says, when he's using it, he's saying scrape. He's scraping back and forth till he gets, when you scrape these things, you scrape down in one direction. In the pile that you're going to do it. If you go back and forth, then you got magnesium flying in all directions. Then you got to move it all together like he was doing. But it worked. Use the right flint, lit right up. But you don't want to do that. You want to scrape down in the little area about the size of a quarter. Now, if it's wet conditions, you're dealing with a lot of wet material. You know, they say about the size of a dime or a quarter. No, you actually want to go like small, just teaspoon and tablespoon. Tablespoon's bigger, teaspoon work. So you need a nice little pile there. It'll burn long, it'll burn hotter. So you can start taking a lot of wet material and start burning. So you're going to use more than just a quarter. Under dry conditions, you don't need that much. Under wet conditions, you're going to use twice as much. Because when this block gets wet, it's not gonna light. Your little pile of magnesium gets wet, it's not gonna light. Wet conditions are totally different. Now you're talking about drawing a flame on your paracord, that itty bitty little piece of wick, and guess what? You're trying to start a fire with it. You got to take all that part. You got to strip the wax off that. This all stuff you're gonna do. So you're gonna cut your paracord up. You're gonna separate your nylon and this, that, and the other for your 3 basic strands that you're gonna use, right? Then you got to take that one wick bait and you got to basically strip the wax off of it, fluff it up in a nice little ball, this, that, and the other. Throw a flint on there. Hopefully you get it lit. Same thing, but magnesium's designed to basically burn the same way. Or you can use up your paracord, you know, trying to escape the wilderness out there, and you won't make it. Going in this little bag. Of course, these will not go, but these are cheap. They're real cheap. The Gerber, they're real cheap. They're real cheap. It's a pretty decent edge on it. You can sharpen it before you go. You know, always keep at least 2 knives on you. Where are you? Always keep at least 2 knives on you. Everybody wants to go, oh, I prefer full tang and then blah, 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 blah. But you want something you can also hack with. You can buy a machete if you want to, but this is basically still a knife. Still a knife. That's why I bought this one. You know, back in the old days, your big gym buoys and big ass gym buoys and shit, stuff like that. And then until Rambo came out with his, then it became a Rambo knife. Big buck knives, this, that, and the other. That's what they used to carry shit like this for. It's a non-rust material and it lasts and it's cheap. Ugh. Now, also, not going against the dude at Walmart, they came out with collapsible saws like this, locking, fits right. You know, you can always go with a bigger bag if you want to, but it's a lock, won't come out. There's your locking mech right there, and it locks. He takes you through all this tension, you know, thing like that, or basically, you can just basically do it the whole way. Find something in between, brace it, stay up there, cut away from your body, or you can put it in between you and do all this stuff, and then something breaks or snaps, stabs you right in your crotch area. Wasn't thinking about that. You can show when you got fake people out there. They copy other people's words, and then it locks. Locks. This will not fit in this little bag because it's too long. It won't fit inside, but it has a way of locking, you know, tying itself to the side. This is a Gerber axe. Only problem with this, you know, you can fit it on your belt.